You're like, okay, by the time they take taxes, maybe pata last, I should be going home in the year, I should be going home with 45,000. Lies. Tax have collected almost half of the money. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Christy, and if you're seeing this channel for the first time, you're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're returning Team Sports, thanks for being here. If you are seeing this channel for the first time, do well to click the subscribe button. It's a fun place to be. And thanks for being here once again. So today I'll be sharing with you some things that, even though I had seen lots of relocation vlogs, seen lots of living abroad videos, seen lots of life in Canada video, this still hits me hard when I experienced them myself. And I came to the conclusion that there are some things that no matter how many videos you watch, when you experience those things yourself, they kind of make maybe better sense, or maybe another meaning, or maybe better meaning to you. And these are things that it's as I'm remembering those things and remembering that that's what I want to talk about, I'm entering some kind of feelings, because until I actually experienced these things myself, I felt, well, what's the big deal? What's the worst? Like, people should just stop. People should just stop making these things look like they are big deals, right? Until I actually experience these things myself. So guys, the first thing I'll be talking about is the taxes in Canada. And I think recently I watched a video when someone was saying that, well, we pay taxes in Nigeria, we pay taxes everywhere, there's no country that we don't pay taxes. Why do you people living in Canada keep talking about the taxes as if it's only you guys that are paying taxes? Guys, this did not, I think I was also in the school of thought of what's the big deal about taxes. We pay taxes everywhere. Taxes is, in fact, we are seeing the things that they are using at, I think there was one that I was just driving on the road, and I was like, this is a place that we are seeing the things they are using our taxes to do. But guys, the day I got my first salary from the job I'm doing right now, I don't know why, for my first job, maybe because it was not full-time, I don't know, but for some reason I don't think the taxes I was being charged then, and I think the pay grade, because taxes are also charged according to your pay grade, right? So maybe I crossed a threshold. I think that was what must have happened. I crossed a threshold that required that my taxes, the rates at which I'll be charged, will be increased. And so for my first job, it was not, when I get my salary, I'm like, okay, normally anywhere you work, income taxes will be taken off. But the job that I'm doing right now, the first salary the first salary I got, I almost called the HR. I was close to this close to call I almost called the HR department to say, sorry, it's like you guys made a mistake with my salary. It's like it's like you're not, maybe you made a mistake with the day I started, or at some point I was like, okay, maybe when I started, they are not going to calculate my pay from when I started. Maybe I'll get the full pay at my next, at the next payday. But I asked questions around from my colleagues, although they didn't start at the same time. Like, of course, they've been there before me. And by the time they looked at, okay, so what do you think? You think you were not paid right? You think you were not paid correctly? Yeah, I think I told them, yeah, I think I'm not paid correctly. I think my pay is should be more than I know that my pay should be more than what I got, and so I feel there's like a mistake somewhere. And we're like, no, they wouldn't have made a mistake with my pay. And they helped me to look through, and they were like, no, you got what you were supposed. I was like, what? This is what I'm supposed to get? And that was when I calculated, okay, this is how much I'm supposed to get per annum. And this is how much I'm supposed, divide, because we are paid every 2 weeks, right? Divide this pay by, 52. No, is it 52? No, just divide this pay by how many times you're supposed to get paid, and you will get how much you're supposed to get. So if this is what I'm supposed to get, then I'm not sure. Maybe they did not get how much I'm supposed to get per annum, because guys, it was not balancing. I carry calculator, it was not balancing. And that was when I knew taxes is just, sometimes it feels like, I think I was discussing with my husband about how many weeks ago. I was like, sometimes it feels like you're working to pay taxes. sometimes it feels like you're working to pay taxes. Maybe that might be an exaggeration, because you see you get more than the taxes you're paying, but sometimes it's like the taxes are just too much. And the reason is because in Canada we pay both federal and provincial taxes, and those taxes are applied to our income taxes. So sorry, to our income. So you're paying 2 taxes on your income. And so it's like, okay, there was so imagine that, for example, imagine that your pay should be, say, 50,000 per annum. And by the time you calculate and you're like, okay, by the time they take taxes, maybe pata last, I should be going home in the year, I should be going home with 45,000. Lies. You see, it cannot be worse. I should be going home with 40k. Guys, lies. You say, Christy, I should be going home with 35k. Guys, you not reach 35k. If you are earning 50k per annum, you won't get up to 35k as your annual, like as what you would take home at the end of the year. Like by the time you calculate, calculate. And so the job that you got that was making you happy, that you were like, they go here for Nigeria, I would just be sending them money to say, change it for me, collect this one and change it, collect this one, you know, exchange it to naira, enjoy. By the time they give you, by the time you start collecting the pay, you will know that tax have collected almost half of the money. You cannot say you will not pay. It's not negotiable. It's not something you can say, I'll pay next month. Don't remove this month, I'll pay next month. It is before you even get the money in your account, the taxes is taken off. And this, you know, as much as people have been talking about it, I've watched videos about taxes. Until you experience it, no matter the topics, no matter how much videos you watch, no matter how much trainings you go for, until you experience it yourself, taxes is something that you will not understand. Another thing that hits me hard, guys, is winter blues. When they used to say winter blues, I'll say winter blues. You feel moody during winter. We'll be okay. I will not feel moody, because I'm this happy soul. I'm this happy child. I'm always happy. I always do things that make me happy. When I listen to my music, you know, I go from 0 to 100. When nothing can bring me down, guys. In fact, when winter blues hits me, I didn't even know it was, well, I think it's even me that is giving, like, maybe I understood when I experienced it that, oh, so this is winter blues. And it hit me one morning when I was going to work. I was driving to work on the highway. So when I said highway, I remember that I was, calling highway express. The way we say express road, I was driving on the express. They say it's not express in Canada, it is highway. So guys, I was driving on the highway on my way to work. It was to 8 in the morning, like it was maybe 7, I'll say 7:35 or thereabout, 7:30, 7:35 or thereabout on the highway. And then I just it's usually highway around that time is not so busy, and highway on most times is not busy. It's not as busy as it's not as busy as the usual sit down road. I don't know, like usual where there are more people. So most times it's usually sometimes just yourself, 2 cars, 3 cars that you see throughout your journey on that highway. So that morning I was just driving, and for some reason, I don't know why, I just looked into my rear view mirror and I saw how dark my back was. Like there was no car, it was just me, and everywhere was dark. The only reason it was not looking like that dark in my front was because of my headlights. Like my lights were on to drive, of course, because it's at that time at 7 to 8 it was still very dark. Like it was like say 4:30 a.m. or 5 a.m. and I just felt this when I say sadness, I just felt this, like, why am I going to work at this time of the day? Of course it was the time of the day I should go to work, right? But I just felt like I should not be on the road. I don't know how to explain that feeling, but I just felt down. I just felt low, like, what am I doing on the road at this time? And it felt like I was in this black hole, and I was the only one in that black hole. Like everywhere was dark. There was no other car coming. There was no other car. It was just me on the road, and I felt this wave of moody, I will not say depressed feeling. I just felt really low. And I was like, why am I driving? Like, why am I on the road at this time? Why am I like in this? It felt like a black hole, really. And then that feeling was with me for a few days. And I just, and sometimes when I'm moody, one thing I do is I try to think back to, did something happen? Was there anything that could have made me feel low? Is there anything that happened that could have, and then I remember, oh, is it this? And that feeling stayed with me for a few days before I was like, is like, it's what it is. Like, you have to go to work, of course, you have to drive to work, even if it is in the dark. And then I was like, okay, why didn't I feel this way? Because I didn't feel this way last year. Like, yeah, and I was going to work around the same time. And I remember that it could be because, well, for one, I was taking the bus, so I was not the one driving. So most times when I'm in the bus, I'm either reading, because the bus is lighted, of course. I'm either reading or listening to music, and I'm just, not so conscious of my surroundings. It's just, I'm just in my own space, kind of. But because I'm the one doing the driving, so I could, I had to be more conscious of my environment, of my surroundings, and I think that was what made it hit me the more. And at my first job, my resumption time was 8:45, so I was not on the road at to 8. I think by 8:45 it's like brighter more than to 8. So I think all those things just came together, and I was like, oh, so this is winter blues. Like, I really felt low, I felt down. I was like, oh, like, I don't know how to explain this. And that was why I said, some of these feelings, you won't, no matter how many videos you see about them. I think I even, read up about winter blues, what to do so that you won't, fall into winter blues, you won't experience winter blues. And it was so funny that I discovered that, oh, even with all the things I've read about it, I'm still finding myself experiencing winter blues. So winter blues, the feeling of depression, the feeling of being moody as a result of your environment, your surroundings is a thing. It is a thing, guys. And one other thing that causes winter blues is the fact that you can't just stand up and say, I want to go somewhere. Most times it is from wherever, anywhere you are going to have to be somewhere that is important. Remember one video I made where I said that one way one therapy I give myself anytime I feel like, okay, it's like I'm feeling low or something, is I go shopping. Winter is not when I want to go to the store and be looking for what is not lost. If I have to go to the mall, it's because I have something to buy. So maybe I now go to the mall and I'm now picking other things that is not other things that I did not plan for. But before I will carry myself and go to the supermarket, it is because there's something I actually want to buy, not just because I think I should shop just to feel to lift my mood. It's not in this winter, because by the time you think of having to dress up, having to, and the winter jacket, everything, the winter boots, everything is heavy. It's like those things even help to drag down your mood, because you're wearing this heavy clothes, you're wearing a sweater, something thick, all because you don't want to catch cold, you don't want to get cold when you're outside, and you don't even want to stay outside for too long, all those things. So like winter blues is a thing, and I did not know, like I was dismissing that it was a thing until I experienced it myself. Winter blues, it is a thing, and until you experience it yourself, you might not understand that it is a thing.
There is this one. I even thought I had overcome it. Or I don't think you can overcome it actually, but I thought, well, I'd found a way to manage this aspect. But unfortunately, I discovered that hmm, I've not managed it. And that is the lonely feeling when you don't have your family members around you. And at some point, I felt it was going to get better. Like the longer you stay, the more you know that okay, these people for now, the your means of communication is going to be either video calls, WhatsApp calls, and so well, this is your reality now, so you should get used to it. But just recently, I felt like I should I felt I don't know how to describe the feeling I felt. And at that point, I wanted to speak with my mom. I don't know if it sounds like I might being a baby or something, but there are times a girl needs her mother. Even though she has a girl that needs her too, but there are times you can't. Sometimes I don't want to be an adult. Sometimes I want to, you know, like feel the hug of my mom. I want to feel her embrace. I just don't want to talk to her on the phone. I want to see her. I want to hug her. I want to be able to speak with her. Like even though I know I can't hug her right now, I can't embrace her right now. I want to be able to. I want to be able to speak with her. Okay, let's call and okay, we know that we can't hug right now, right? We can't embrace right now. I can't see you like physically right now. But when I call you, let me, be able to speak with you without network messing up our conversation and all. And about some weeks ago, I tried calling. I was in that space of mind when I was a girl that needed a mother. I needed my mom. Not even I tried calling my siblings at that time, and the reason I call my siblings was so that they'll be able to tell my mom to call me because at that time I needed my mommy. Mommy, I needed my mommy. And for some reason we could not talk because network was just messing up the conversation. And that kind of made me feel sad. Made me feel sad. And I don't know. I know that I've even encouraged people that don't worry, well, you'll be okay. But at times, that's encouragement. You try to encourage yourself and it's not entering. It's not entering. You just need what you need, right? I needed my mom and I needed her at that time. And the fact that I could not connect with her at that time, more, it's even more frustrating when you're saying, can you hear me? She ain't me. Can you hear what I'm saying? Mo gbọ́ yín, can you hear? Oh God. And there's this feeling of there's a way you miss and this too is something that until you experience missing somebody, there's no way somebody can explain it to you that you understand. There's no way until you experience, and if you have missed somebody at any point in time, maybe you understand what I'm saying. If you have missed anyone, and it's not like maybe the person is, this missing is not missing of forever. You're not talking again. This person is not dead though, but the fact that you want that person at this time, and you don't have access to the person, or for some reason you can't access the person. There's this feeling that comes on you that cannot be explained except experienced. Cannot be explained. One other thing, guys, that until you experience it, no matter how much you watch videos or see whatever that people are doing, you won't understand is the fact that passing IELTS, passing IELTS does not mean that you not have some accent issues. So I know there's speaking, there's writing, there's listening. That listening had some of us because the Oyinbo was just speaking spray. But the fact is, passing IELTS, passing the listening test, the listening English test, passing the, I think for speaking was, I think in speaking I had 8.5/9. So speaking was, about testing your ability to express yourself, right? So that was not an issue for me, but I think I had a problem with listening. So speaking, and the person that I spoke with was also someone that was of color, so I think we could communicate better. So, but now that I'm having to speak with people that are white, no matter how much video you watch about the fact that don't worry, they'll be fine with your accent, they would understand what you're saying at the end of the day, there's still a feeling that comes with, when you say something and the person you are speaking, especially if the person is on the phone and the person takes a pause and sigh and say, can I speak with somebody else? And sometimes this is not even a racism matter. The person does not understand what you're saying. Sometimes the person does not actually understand. The person has, it's not like the person is not even making an attempt. The person is trying, but the person does not understand. And you're like, okay, I can transfer your call to another person, but as you're transferring the call, you're feeling like, but I can speak English. Why? Why can't? This is also a feeling that no matter how much videos you watch, and sometimes we even try to brush it off like, well, me too. Sometimes I find it hard to understand you. Sometimes I find it hard to, so you two should make an attempt. Sometimes you try to brush it off, but the more you experience these things, there's something this does to you that if you are not careful, it can affect your maybe self-confidence. Sometimes you don't want to speak in gatherings so that you not have to repeat yourself twice or three times because maybe the accent you are using to pronounce something is not the accent that you should. So this reminded me of somebody that said she worked in a supermarket sometimes, and she'll say at the end she was at the counter, and when they are done with their order, she asked them, would you like a bag? The thing is bag we used to call. And they'll keep saying, sorry, I didn't get that, I don't understand what you're saying. Would you like to buy a bag? Would you need a bag? And they will say, I don't know, like bag, what's bag? Until she realized that it is not bag, they call it the accent. It is, would you like a bag? Bag. It is bag. And the day she was saying it, we were laughing. But I know that, she must have gone through that process of, would you like, sometimes she'll have even said, because sometimes you're not so conscious of what you're saying because you've been used to calling this thing bag your whole life. It is bag we know it as. Bring my bag. It is bag. Bring my bag. So sometimes you have said, would you like a bag? Finish before you realize, oh, sorry, it is bag. Would you like a bag? Bag. As I'm saying it now, say, my brain is asking me, are you sure you are saying the correct thing? And there's something this does to you. Like, this is one of the things nobody tells you about, living abroad. Like, these are things that you don't understand. When someone is saying, you say, don't worry. I'm sure even in this video, some people will say, don't worry. Anyhow you be, anyhow the whatever you people are experiencing, don't worry. We'll be there to experience it together. Don't worry. You cannot discourage. And note that this video is not discourage. It's not about discouraging anyone from coming to Canada. I'm not This video is not. That's not the essence of this video. I'm not making this video to discourage anyone from coming to Canada. I'm just, sharing my. I'm just sharing my headspace, my experience so far. Is not because me that I'm talking to you. Even with all these things I'm experiencing, I have concluded inside myself. I have made the determination that I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm here to rough it out. I'm here to, I'm here to stay. So this video, don't think this is me trying to tell you don't come to Canada. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just sharing with you my experiences, which I've realized. Even sometimes those experiences, I'm like, okay, will this one be of benefit to anyone? I've realized that no matter how minute the experience I've shared is, somebody gains, somebody is encouraged, somebody gains something from it. So that's just what I'm doing in this video, guys. So that's a feeling like there is something it does to you that you just have to, be so confident in yourself that you don't allow all those experiences of, I want somebody that speaks. So anyone that says, I want somebody that speaks English, you actually know that that person is trying to, is trying to. But some people actually make an effort to understand what you're saying, but they don't understand you. And even sometimes, that was why I started from saying sometimes I had I think in listening, maybe I had seven. I think I had seven in listening. Well, it was hard, guys, because sometimes even here I have to say, sorry, can you take that again? Sorry, I didn't get what you said. Can you say it again? Because the same way they do not understand my accent, I don't understand their accent. So, and it might sound like, well, it's English both of you are speaking. Why are you guys not understanding yourselves? Until you experience it, you don't understand what people are saying when they say people. And like I said earlier, it's not all the time that it is about racism. Sometimes they are actually trying to understand my accent, but they don't. The same way sometimes I'm actually, trying to, be calm to catch all the things they are saying, but sometimes I have to say, sorry, can you take that again? Sorry, can you go a bit slowly? I didn't get what you said. That's a feeling nobody can explain to you until you experience it yourself. And guys, these are just some of the, things nobody tells you about life abroad, or even if you tell you about it, you will not understand until you're there yourself, that I've experienced myself. And I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did enjoy watching, give this video a thumbs up. And I want to hear your comments, your thoughts about this video in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about this. Can you relate? Even if you can't relate, like you're still in Nigeria right now, I want to know your thoughts about this video in the comments. Let's have a conversation in the comment. Like, until we see in the next video, thanks for watching and have a beautiful life. Bye guys.